it's Jennifer from the patio. Welcome to Wanderlust Wednesday, where your journal gets to travel too. So, pack your bags, we're journaling the journey. And today we are finishing up our travel folio. So I've got all kinds of goodies here. I have our closure, I have the journal, I have some stamps, I have more stamps, I have some stickers, I have some embellishment pieces. I think we're going to do some page pockets, some little booklets, all kinds of goodies. This is my travel journal pack. So let's get to crafting, friends. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to pull out and just show you what we've done so far. So far, let me make sure I'm in frame because this camera keeps inching further and further towards me, and I don't know why, but it's just got a mind of its own. Okay, so this is our travel journal, and I like a tall. I know somebody mentioned in the comments that it was kind of big, but I like, to have a lot of room to to journal. And so, but you could certainly make this smaller. This is 10.5 inches tall. You could certainly make it 6. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could do a little short one, or you could do 8, which would make it a little bit shorter. But so it really is up to you what your preference is. And so anyway, so make it however you want to make it and whatever you're comfortable with. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in. So far what we've done is we've made a folio out of a file folder. And I used a 14 3/4 inch file folder and then cut it down so that my center tab was in the center. You could certainly use an 8.5 by 11. It works the same, depending on how high you want it. And so last week what we did is I made a waterfall, and then I put a magnet on it so that it would close and hold that down. So we're going to cover this today, both front and back, add a pocket here and a tag. And then on this side, we just made this cute little hinge that says, "Let the adventure begin," and Wanderlust. And then I'm going to add a cylinder pocket here so that when you close it, you won't be able to see it, but there'll be a large tag that sticks out of the top that we can pull out and we can write on. And then I'm also going to do a flip out on that. So we're going to do that today. And then we also have the inside, and we're going to add our little journal to it today, and then maybe add some pieces to that. So that is what we're going to do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover this. Now I went ahead and took the liberty of cutting those pieces out so I wouldn't have to get out big old Bertha, Big Bertha. And so we're going to do that real quick. Although I love Big Bertha, don't get me wrong. She is handy dandy. Okay, so we're going to put one on the front like this. And I think I'm going to do this one because I don't want so much on the front, but I do want to have just a little bit. So this is the top that's going to go here. And so we're going to have to punch it to look like that. And then when we flip it down, hopefully you can see, we're going to have to put this one like this. So this will be the part that is punched. Okay, so I'm going to pull them out like this together. And then we are going to punch these like this. Let me make sure I did that right. Okay, this is the top. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to get out my little punch. These are 2 inches or 1.5 inches wide, sorry, and 10 inches long, I believe. I'm going to do them one at a time because it looks like they're just being cantankerous. This actually doesn't look like it's exactly 1.5. So let me check it here. And Timmy's not acting right either because I may have to get Bertha out anyway. Let me just see if this is... I should have checked it. I apologize. No, if it is just a hair. Just a hair. I mean, I don't think you're going to see it if I just do it like this. I need to tighten this again because I was cutting something thick yesterday and it didn't like it. It did not like it at all. And so it's been trying to come down on me, and it scares the bejeebers out of me when it does it, because I never know when it's going to do it. See, just like that. But I know it's coming, so I have to be careful. Okay, and you're not going to see that little crease. So let me do the same thing on this one, just to make sure they're exactly 1.5. Ah! It scares me. Needs to stop it. I need to tighten is what I need to do, but I need to find one of those crazy Allen wrenchy things. Stay. Stay. It probably wouldn't cut me very much, but enough to where I would not like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty quick though. Every time it starts to come down, I move my hand, but I just don't want this to be cricketed. Okay, and it's usually right after I do it. See, it needs to be tightened. Okay, uh-oh, did I just ruin this? No, okay. Why? Why does it have to act like that? Okay, so this is the one I wanted here. So this is the top. And then this is going to go like this. And so this is the part that needs to be. Okay, we're trying it again. See, it wasn't fitting in the 1.5. Yeah, see, that's so much easier. Because you want to make sure that it goes in so that your punch doesn't look crazy. Because it can get off and then it doesn't look right. So I have to make sure that it sits in there correctly. Okay. And I keep these little dots. I think I've already told you guys that before, because I make confetti out of those. Okay. Okay. So this is this one. So we are just going to glue this just like this. Okay, that looks good. It's a little off. I don't know why, but it is. But that's okay. Once I ink it, it's going to be just fine. I could have done that blue side, but I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. I need a little bit of wiggle room, so I think I'm going to use my aqua liquid gel because I just need a little bit of wiggle room. Can you see okay? I'm trying to do natural light today. It's just such a pretty day, and I thought, you know what? I can probably film with some natural light. Happy Father's Day to your dad, your husband, your brother, whomever that may be a father in your family. Happy Father's Day. Today is definitely a fun day. Just thought I'd film before. We had a little outing this morning. Not an outing, but we had Bible study. And then we're going to my daughter's this afternoon. Our 2 daughters are having a Father's Day taco gathering. So that will be fun. So, okay. I'm going to have to let that dry a little bit on that side before I start doing anything. And then I'm going to ink this little rip. It's not a rip, but it does look like it's aged. And then I might put another one down here. You know how we do that? It might compromise it a little bit, but I'm thinking it'll give it a good aged look. So I'm going to ink this one. I did not ink that other one. Yeah, the sun was out just a minute ago, and now it's going down. So hopefully it's, you know, I'm still in the light, not the dark. it rained and rained for days, for a couple of days. And we had a really big storm. It was all windy, and I'm just like, oh, it's just so weird that I just realized that you guys aren't even going to see this until way after Father's Day. So so I'm like, that probably doesn't apply, but today is Father's Day. It's Sunday, and so we are so I thought I'd go ahead and say it. I'm trying to spread it a little bit as I put that on. Need to make sure it's on the edge more than anything. Stand up on your own 2 feet, glue. Okay, let me get this down here first. And I'm glad that, because it's going to cover up that magnet. And that looks good. That looks good. It's kind of impeding over here, so I'm going to get my Tim Holtz scissors out that can handle glue, and I'm just going to snip this little end off. You know, we have to make tweaks here and there. That's the only thing about this Atlas, is it really is old, and so if your paper tends to crack or whatever, then, you know, it's best to use it like we are, just to cover things and not to be, you know, a page that you bend or whatever. Okay, so there, that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is not exactly even at the top, but I can always cut it a little bit. Okay. I think it looks good. It's a liquid glue, so it's going to take it a little bit to dry. Okay, I like it. It looks good. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do on this side is I wanted to put like a pocket right here. And I wanted to tell you too that after I did this waterfall, I wanted to tell you that I did it to where you bend it down like this, well, it gives it more bulk. So if I did it again, which I'll do it, I'm going to do, you know, more of these. Some of them I do where you lay it flat. So I'm trying to look around to see what I have that I could demonstrate with. So let me just use this ticket. So in other words, what you're going to do is you're going to do the opposite. You would lay it down, not bent like this. You would lay it down with the crease here so that you would fold it up. But when you lay it down, you lay it down flat with just, of course, you're just doing the little gusset. And then you would flip it up and then put the next one right underneath it. Then flip it up and put the other one right underneath it, so that it lays flat like this. So let's look at it this way. This is how you would put it in, so that you don't have bulk, because I have bulk in mine, which it doesn't bother me, but I'm gonna keep putting more stuff in. So say this is the top. You would lay it down flat with the gusset down like that, and then you would crease it, and then you would put the next one in. See? Then you would crease it. And then when you get them all done, then you would lay them all down like this, and then you could put your little closure or whatever. But then that way, when you close your folio, they're all flat, and they don't have the bulk from what I do by doing it this way. I hope that makes sense, because there's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it like this, or you can do it the opposite way. So basically you would just take this and flip it so that you don't have all this bulk, because all of those gussets are creased and laid down. It doesn't bother me, but I'm just saying, if you want it to be thinner and not thicker, like a journal, but I like that feel. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you so that you know that there's a different way that you can do it, that you wouldn't have that bulk. So, hope that makes sense. And we'll make one day. We'll do that so that, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to put like a little pocket right here. And I have a piece of, let me get out my box because I got everything out. Yeah, this one right here. So I have that, and so I wanted to put it in here. And so let me measure real quick. I don't want it to go all the way to the end, and I don't want it to stick out there. So I'm going to do 3. So it's going to be 3 by, I'm going to go down. It's probably a little less than 5. I'm going to do 3 by 4 and 3/4. So 3 by 4 and 3/4. Let me see if this is 3. It's almost 3, but so we'll cut a little bit off that, and then 4 and 3/4. So we'll take that there. Timmy, you got to play nice, Timmy. Okay, all right. And then we're going to put this here. Okay, and then that way I can put something else in. I'm going to put a notch here. And I'm going to just round those top corners with the middle one, with my middle corner rounder. And then I'm going to put a notch here so I'll know it's a pocket. Let me line this up and let me get it in the middle. I put it on a line and then I can tell from side to side, not that it really matters, but it matters a little bit to me. I don't have to be perfect in that, but okay, I'm going to put that back so the shadow doesn't irritate us, or you. How are you doing today? What have you got going? You working on something fun? Are you making one of these? I'd love to know if anybody's making one of these and just kind of making one with me and putting the little goodies and stuff that I am. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to place that down here, and then this is going to go like this, and then this will go up like that. So it kind of is right in line with that, and that's going to look good. And then I'm going to have something that kind of sticks out a little bit over here. Journaling card, something. And for this, I'm going to use art glitter glue. So I'm just going to put glue on the 3 sides. And I tend to put a little bit more glue on the craft card, and I'm sure you know this, but it sucks up the glue different than the other ones. I think it's because it's more porous, but it can just suck the glue up real good. So put a little bit more when you're doing it. Then you're just going to want to keep it in between this score mark where that flips up, and then this one where that flips down. And then I'm going to face it to me so that I know that it's nice, and yes, that is good. So now I can just hold that down. And I'm going to pinch that just a hair just to make sure that that gets, see, there's a little bit of gap there, which is what I want to make sure. I'm going to try to pull that even, that opens up, because I want to put a card or something that sticks in there. And I love having this because this can be for restaurants. You know, we went and ate. I'm a foodie. I don't know about you, but I love when I go on vacation to go to different restaurants and try different things. So, you know, we can put, you know, who our waiter was. Because I just went on a cruise not too long ago, and our waiter, Philippe, was just so much fun. He was so much fun. And so I came home from my trip and just blogged about him and his dancing, and just, he was heading home he was taking a break for, like, I think he said 6 months. And he wasn't going to come back for a while. And so I was like, good for you. He's an older man. And I remember my husband and I went on a cruise. I think this is our fifth one, or maybe, yeah, 5th one. So one of the first ones that my husband and I went on, Philippe was our waiter then. And that was like 10 years ago. He's been doing it for a really, really long time. So, okay, so we have that. And so I'll probably put some kind of stickers or something on, but I just wanted to get that done. And then over here, we're going to make a cylinder pocket. And I was thinking about using book page. And then I thought, no, I think I just want to kind of stick to the, just the whole brown. So, I mean, I have this coffee dyed paper, which I'm okay using this. I just don't want to go with book page. It's too busy with this. Okay, so here's what I realized when I was looking at this. I want my paper to sit like this, okay? I have to butt it up against the creases of the hinge. I don't want it to go any further than this, right? Because otherwise, I don't mind if it just that little bit of brown, so I might just go to that. So, let me get my trusty pencil. I know I just had it. Oh, here it is. So, here is that mark right there. Okay? And that's how big it can be. Now, I could just fold it in half and glue it, but that's not going to do me any good because I really need something that's not going to be impeded by glue. So I'm going to make a cylinder. Okay, so first of all, we need to cut this at 210.5. So let me mark this because I think I might do it at 10. That way it's not sticking out all the way at the top. And let me test it, and then we'll go from there and see. I'm worried it's going to fall on me again. I know I have said that before, but every time I cut something thick, it widens it, and I just need to tighten it is what I need to do. That'll teach me to do that. Okay, so this is 2 3/4. And I'm probably going to cut a little bit off of that. So I'm going to score, and I hope this makes sense, but here's what we're going to do. Because we're making a cylinder out of it, I really do need it to be this way. So I'm going to score it at 2 3/4 because that is how wide I want it. And if it's so 2 3/4. So I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to cut just a hair off of that. And then I need 2 3/4 again. So I need, so that's 1, 2, and then 3/4 again. 1, 2, 3. So that's 5.5. And then I need it to be a 1/2 inch more. So I'm going to do it at 6. And I hope this makes sense because I'm going to cut it on the 6 mark. So I'm going to do 5.5, mark it, and then I'm going to cut it on the 6. Okay, so I'm just going to explain this to you again, so in case you're confused. I'm making a cylinder, which means I want to have a gusset, and when I close it in, I'm going to have a 1/2 inch to be able to use to glue down so that I have a full access to this cylinder. And so I measured it, and so I'm going to do 2 3/4, and then I just doubled that to get my fold, and then I gave myself a 1/2 inch so that I could use this as a gusset, and then I'm going to cut on the 6th. I hope that makes sense to you. I do hope it makes sense. So let me cut. I'm not going to put Bertha on the table. I'm just going to come over to my left because she sits right here by me. And I'm going to cut that off on the 6th. On the 6th mark. And this is what I have. And I had this one already in there because I had folded my paper in half. So don't get confused by that. I apologize. So this is going to fold like this. And then this one is going to fold in like this. And then I'm going to do it on the outside because you're not going to see it because I'm going to glue it down like this. Okay? So this is going to be a cylinder. And I'm going to stick a big tag in it. And so let's get my... before I glue it, I'm going to put it in here so that I can see if it's going to work. Yes, that is just perfect. You're going to see this, which I'm okay with. So you're going to see that little bit of brown, but that's it. But it matches and it looks fine. So when you open it, this is still going to have the hinge, but this is going to be permanent. And then I'm going to do something else to this. So before I glue this down, I want to make a flip out. Okay? So I'm going to use another piece of paper. This is going to be a little bulky, but I am so okay with that. So I'm just going to glue this flap. I'm going to glue this flap down, but I'm not going to glue it to the book yet. And like I said, I'm going to keep this on the outside because you're not going to see it because I'm going to glue it down to the book. I feel like there's a glare. I should go turn the light on or something. Let me see what it looks like in the camera. I don't know. It looks like it's pretty good. Okay. Okay. And then for this, I'm just going to glue this opening. I'm not worried about having a gusset or not. I'm just going to put enough glue there so that it'll hold it nice and tight. Ooh, boy, that sun went bye-bye, didn't it? It went bye-bye. Let me make sure you guys, that we're not in the dark. Oh, it's seeing it looks so good in the camera. I don't know. Maybe it's just, sometimes maybe I don't need to turn the light on, you know? I mean, it looks good. Okay. So that's done, and it's going to go down like this. And then I want to do, you know, I just like a little bit more real estate. So I think I'm going to do this. So I want it to flip this way. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to do, so this is 2 3/4, so let's multiply that. So that's going to be, yeah, 2 3/4. That'd be 4, 5 1/2. Look, math is not my strong point, but I do my best. Woo! See how it does that, y'all? Okay, and then I want it to fit in between here, so it's about, so I'm going to need to cut it a little, wait, I'm going this way, aren't I? Which way am I going? Let me look. Okay, you need to go down because you're scaring me. And then I want it to go like this. I'm going to do it a little bit shorter than that. I was doing it the opposite way, but I think I'm going to go to 5 1/4. Stay. Okay, so that's going to work good. And then it's 2 and I'm just going to cut the ends off. And I'm going to do it a little bit shorter so I'm not right on the edge. Stay. Timmy, stay. Okay, so it's going to go like this. Okay. So that those still flip and maneuver. I just love those. And then this is going to go like this. It's going to go right in between there. And then I'm going to either have it flip out this way, or I'm going to have it flip out to the right. I think I'll do that. Flip it like that. And then that way it's hidden. Okay. So I need to cut, or I need to round the corners because I want them to be rounded. Okay, is that right? Yeah. And then that's going to be like this. Okay, let me ink. I have to ink, and I need to get this little mark off. Get that off, and then I need to ink because I love the way it looks when you ink. Oh, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a notch at the top. I'm going to have to do both of them. Okay, we got that done. And then I can have a tag sticking out of it. And this will all be glued down. And I was going to do like a little gusset wraparound to have with those, with this pocket thing. Not pocket, but little booklet. I mean, any extra hidden space that I can have, I want to have. And so I'm just going to just do this. Like it's the fold or something. And I am so okay with that being there. It's okay to have just random stuff. Nothing is perfect, so. And I don't want it to be perfect. Like Tim says, embrace imperfection, right? Embrace it. Because I used to be way more. I mean, back in my corporate days, I was a perfectionist, and I just am not like that anymore. I've learned that if it doesn't serve me well, then I don't need to do that. So, anyway, so I am not really worried about perfection. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this on the inside. Because I do want it to look good, don't get me wrong. And I have a standard, but I'm not going to just beat myself up if it's not perfect. Or start over. That's not going to happen. Didn't you just love that? I know I say it every time, but look how cool that is. That is just coffee dyed. I just love it. Okay. Squirrel. Okay, so here we go. We'll put this like this. And that's going to go like that. And then this is going to go like this. And it's going to be off-centered so that you can't see it. So when I close this, it's going to be there, but okay. So let me just get this down first, and then we can do that other in just a minute. So honestly, I think I'm going to use my Lineco for this. Pretty sure this is the Lineco. I have 2 bottles, and yeah, this is Lineco. You can tell when it comes out, it's a little bit wetter than the art glitter glue, and it comes out in a thicker bead, which is I like. And I'm going to make sure that I get over here from that line. Okay. Now, let's make sure I have it in my right hand, so I'm going to turn it around the other way. So I just want to make sure that it is right up against those, but not too much. I don't want to, I almost need it to tell me where to push it there. Because once you push your hinges, you want it to go out to that place so that when it opens, yeah, you're not gonna mess it up. That's fabulous. Okay, looks good. See, and it's not sticking out on the top and the bottom, just right there. Love it. Okay, and so now I'm gonna put this in between these two, but I'm gonna move it over so that you can't see it. But then when you open it, you're going to open it like this. Okay. We're going to glue that sucker down. We're going to glue it down. Here we go. Here we go. Gluing it down right in between there, but moving over just a hair. I do not want to impede those little things right there. Looks good. Bone folder. I need to get me a new one because I don't like this one. It leaves marks, and the Teflon one doesn't. I used to have one, and I don't know what happened to it. And so now we have just a little place extra to write, and I'm going to put something there. I just wanted to push it down to that just so that it grips, and I'm okay with that too, the way it is. Okay, so how fun is that? So now we need a tag to go in that big, large pocket. And that was a pocket that is 2 3/4. So we need a tag that is a little bit less than that. Just a little bit less than that. So I am just going to use scraps. Look, this one fits just perfect. Let's see if it goes all the way down. Look at that. It goes all the way down to there, and then I can put a tab on the top. Yes. Okay, one thing is and then it's just extra writing space. I'm not even going to do anything. It's thick enough. It's 65 pound. Perfect. Love using the little scraps. Use what you got, right? If it fits, then go with it. Okay. Ink. Ink, ink, ink. Ink, 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 ink. Okay. And I was just trying to think what I could put on here because, you know, you don't want to leave it plain. I did get some stickers out, and I was thinking about putting adios on the top, this right here, but I have that map thing, and my stickers are a map. It's for traveling. So okay, let me pull out my tabs here and see if I have something that might go with this. I have all kinds of stuffs in here. I got some polka dots, and I got some, you know what this is a tissue box. Instead of throwing it away, I'm like, heck no, I'm keeping them suckers. I'm going to make me some tabs. And I don't really I have a few that are, you know, decorated and stuff, but I mean like decorative paper. That one's cute. That's cute. And it matches. It does match. I like it. The only thing is I need 2 because I just don't think it's going to be strong enough. So I'm going to put that one behind it. Okay? Would that be all right with you? I hope that you are in agreement with me. Now this one probably would be fine. I'm trying to think what this was. I think this was some Mother's Day tags, but for some of my little tees that didn't sell, I took all the tags off that said Happy Mother's Day, and I just cut them up and used them as scraps. I think this is going to be fine. I don't need to have a reinforcement. And I might just do a little bit. You know, I have this little thing, so I might just do just a little to take the stark whiteness out of it. Because, you know, I mean, that's white, but it's not like, woo, white. That's woo, white. We don't like woo, white. So, put that there, and then let me attach this to the top. I am trying to get you out of here quickly. I appreciate you coming and just hanging out with me. And I hope you like this project. I just think it's pretty fun. Make sure that's good over here. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to glue the rest of this down. I love a tall tag, don't you? I do. I just love a tall tag. Yes, that is going to be so stinking cute. Let me do it this way. And it's thick enough that it's just going to sit right in there like that. Oh my goodness. Is that the cutest thing you ever saw? I'm going to just burnish this little down. And that just fit perfect, didn't it? I mean, couldn't have got any better than that. Okay, look at that. That's so cute. Okay, we have this. And then we have this little pocket. So we need a tag for that before we go. And then that is just going to be it for now. That's going to be it. Okay, let's see if I have any other scraps that... I don't believe I do. Wait. I need to find my pen that goes to my glue. Where'd it go? Sometimes I'll find it stuck on the bottom of something. Okay, it is lost. It's probably in my lap somewhere. Where'd you go? I know it's here, y'all. Okay. It's probably on the floor in my lap. Okay, well, I'll find it when we say goodbye. Okay. Guess what I have? I have another pen back here. So I'll stick that in there. It's a pink one, and it has a little pink top to it. Sometimes that happens, you know what? It'll stick if it's got glue on it, and then I'll find it over in some little other area or whatever, but I don't see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a card for this. This is, I'm going to make it 3, so it'll stick out of that, and it won't go too far, so we'll do 3 by 4 and a quarter. We don't have to go, I mean, this, we did this at 4 3/4, so let's do 4 1/2. 3 by 4 1/2. Sounds good to me. Let's see if we can get it out of this little piece. 4 1/2. No, let's do 3 on this way. That way I can save that. And then this we'll do 4 1/2. I'm trying to hold old Timmy. He's scaring me. It has to be a little bit shorter. That's what I thought because of the glue. So I'll do 4 1/4, which is what y'all heard me. Or you heard me. I said 4 1/4 at first, and then I done changed my mind in midstream. What the heck is wrong with me? You know what it is I'm fighting this. I must be fighting that right there. And this one. How rude. Okay, well then I'm going even shorter than that. Then let's go 4. How about 3 3/4? 3 3/4. Let me see what I got here. Oh, that went in just red. Okay, so there. We'll just do that. Still that one little area. Let's round the edges. See if that helps. And then I'm going to do small ones on the top. And I am going to get another one of those little dot things and put that over here because I think those are adorable. Let's do it. See, you never know what's going to match, you know, when you cut your scraps up. You don't know what you're going to use it for later. That's why it's just so important to, you know, do something with your scraps. Okay. Oh, I got to bend it and then do the top. Did I do that one? I think I did. Okay. And then I'm going to get this out. And I'm just going to take down that white just a hair. As long as it still has that green and the greenish blue. How cute is that? Okay, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to lay it here. So I'm going to put it right there. Right there. Let me do this little end first. Can y'all see? Can you see me? I keep saying y'all, but I'm actually just talking to one of you. Just one of you at a time. Can you see me? Okay, that's going to go like that. Okay. Yes. And then we're going to just put this down. We're going to glue this down. Okay, here we go. Okay, that looks fabulous. Okay, and then we're just going to do this. And then it's going to go in like that. It's not really wanting to go in all the way on that one side, and I don't know why. There. And that is going to stick out a little bit, but guess what? It's going to be cute. Oh, look at that with the dot. That's just perfect. Look, green, 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 green. Adorable. Okay, so I'm still wondering where that old needle went. Is it under here? No, no, no. Is that crazy or what? How can you lose something that quickly? I need to take a drink. And this is just water. I just drink out of glass. Oh, I had 2 cups of coffee today, and that's just too many. Okay, so what are we doing now? So we have this. We have the waterfall. We have this. We need to put in our journal pages. And we need to do the little brad attachment to here. I got these out because I wanted to put some little circles that look like coffee stains around some important places for me. And so I have that. But see how these are those little stickers? And I was going to do adios on here. Adios, but I just don't, I think they would, it's too busy. So I kind of like that the way it is. So I might do that on this big tag. So anyway, that's something else we can do. And then the circles or whatever. I may do that off camera. And then that way, when we come back, we've got some, you know, I've got some other things going. So let me get out. I believe I said I was going to do there some. I was going to do 65 pound, and I'm like, no, I don't think I can do that. It's just too thick. Let me see how far we are right now. Oh, we're at 48. You know what? I'm going to just put the signature in and do all of that and put my closure, because next time we get together, I'm going to do a different project. But I'm going to show you what I did so that you can do it too if you want to. But I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. We're at 49 minutes, but I appreciate you. This is Wanderlust Wednesday, where your journey gets to travel too. So you have a fabulous day, and remember, you only know what you know till you know something different. Bye-bye.